This is probably the easiest recipe I've ever done. We call it Brazilian limeade and they call it Swiss limeade. Confusing. Who's thirsty? You thirsty, Poppy? Hey, it's César with the Food52 Test Kitchen, and this is Recipe Drop. And today we're making Brazilian limeade with coconut water, aka Limonada Suiça. All this comes together super quickly. It's just limes, coconut water, sugar, sweetened condensed milk, some ice. That's it. And we're serving it all in this beautiful vintage revival Dansk pitcher. Since the limes are getting blended whole, you want to wash your limes really well. They can have some wax on the outside, or just people have been touching them at the supermarket. So give them a good wash, little dish soap, clean sponge. When choosing your limes, make sure you get limes that are really smooth and feel like they have a thin skin, because these are going to have the least amount of pith, which is going to result in a less bitter limeade. This limeade does have more bitterness than maybe one that you are accustomed to, and that's intentional and good. But what I like to do, I already have most of them cut up, but take your lime, and I just like to cut the ends off, because you see it's mostly this pith, so that's just gonna reduce your risk of it being too bitter. And same with the other side. Little tiny bit more. I like to cut them into eighths. So in half again, and half again. And since everything is going in the blender, all I want to do is like break up the limes. You don't want to over blend, because that's going to result in bitterness. Since this limeade is so limey, you do need a good amount of sweetness to offset it, and that's going to show up in the form of white sugar and sweetened condensed milk. Fun fact, in Brazil, this is actually called Limonada Suiça, which means Swiss limeade, and because of the brand of sweetened condensed milk. That's one of the stories. And then another story is that it's from the Swiss immigrants to Brazil, but I didn't know there were that many Swiss immigrants. Yes, I mean, of course there were Swiss immigrants to Brazil. There was a lot of European immigration to Latin America. So that's another story. We call it Brazilian limeade and they call it Swiss limeade. Confusing. My little twist on this is instead of water, I'm actually using coconut water. I think it just adds an extra level of like tropical touch that I really like. And coconut water and lime juice go really well together naturally. I'm using coconut water that I just got in the supermarket, but if you have fresh coconut water, even better. I like to blend this in two batches. Just split what you have into two, and this helps prevent over blending. So preferably you would have a pretty strong blender for this. We got our Vitamix. So I'm just measuring out my coconut water. So I'm calling for a pretty big batch. You can very easily cut this recipe in half, and measurements will be in the recipe. But let's go in with half of our limes. Half of our sugar. If you want to use less sugar, use less sugar. Yes, there's a lot of sugar. It's limeade. It's not supposed to be good for you. All right, coconut water. Lid on. This is probably the easiest recipe I've ever done. All right, and we're just gonna pulse it. I say don't pulse it more than like 5-6 times. So that's the goal. That's really strong. You're not trying to make the limes like mush. Yep, that's it. And then we're gonna strain this. Now we're gonna do our other half. Again, this batch is a big batch. You can make half of this, but we have a lot of thirsty people here in the test kitchen, so. When I was testing this and I was like, oh, that's too much sugar, it needed it. It smells so good. And blending everything together, that lime zest, all the oils from the lime zest get into the drink, and that's what gives you a really intense lime flavor. The downside to this drink is it does not keep well in the refrigerator. You have to drink it right away. So this is something to make in the moment. You see how quickly it comes together, so it's not like you have to prep it. But once people are over and ready to drink, make the limeade. My favorite part, condensed milk. You could also use coconut condensed milk if you really want to go all out with the coconut theme. Give it a whisk. Some people also blend it with the ice, which is good too, just a different vibe. Oh, you know what I like to do too? I like to put a little pinch of salt. It's not gonna make it salty, but it's just gonna make all the other flavors pop. Let's decant this into our pitcher. Fun fact, this dance pitcher hasn't been seen since the 70s. This is a 1955 archived color, and we're bringing it back just for a bit. Once they're gone, they're gone. We're not reordering these. I thought the color was beautiful for something like this limeade. Who's thirsty? Hey, who's thirsty? You thirsty, Poppy? Yeah. It's tart. Do you like tart things? You want some?
Is it ready?
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Whole limes. Pardon my incredibly clean hands.
Yes, I noticed that they are so clean. Wait.
So we blend.
Alcoholic or not?
No, no alcohol. It can be alcoholic. Add a little cachaça, a little rum. Ooh. So you blend whole limes with sugar, and
with the skins.
Yep.
Okay.
And this one also has coconut water. I know you like coconuts.
I love coconuts.
And then this also gets a little sweetened condensed milk. Is that okay?
Ooh, that's great.
Okay.
Milk.
I know you're on your
Jeez.
vegan journey.
I'm on some kind of journey.
Cheers. Going to Brazil.
Ooh, that's delicious. That's
Yeah?
delicious.
You like it?
Do you want to try it?
Is it tart?
That's fresh.
It's fresh?
So good.
I love
It's
that condensed milk
perfect
is
tart
nice too.
sweet.
Yeah.
It's like a dessert. It's like a key lime pie in your mouth.
Yeah? I think that came out perfect. All right, there you have it. This came together super quickly. I think Erica's description of it was really spot on. It tastes like you're drinking a key lime pie. Very accurate. I haven't heard that before, but it makes sense. I hope you make this super refreshing. Doesn't taste too sweet. I love it. I hope you love it too. Recipe and link for the dance pitcher are down below. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in a few days.